Okay, we were talking about hemp and marijuana. Marijuana is a drug, and there's differences of opinion on marijuana. I'm opposed to the war on drugs. I've had on the show sections from LEAP, Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, and I've done about 40 hours of their tape opposed to the war on drugs because of the corruption and the impact on innocent people who have nothing to do with drugs, and they lose property, and there's a lot of reason to stop the war on drugs. However, I've never used drugs, and I'm opposed to the use of drugs. Now, some of the people that are advocating the legalization of marijuana, they want to use it, and others, they want to go into business selling it. And there's a disagreement here, and it gives me pause to think. Now, do we really want to, what do we really want to do about it? Do we really want people arriving on the floor of the state senate high on acid?
Wait a minute, okay, so alcohol's legal, right? Do they show up to the state senate with, drunk?
Well, some people do.
Well, okay. I mean, it's like, yeah. I mean, Sam in there got a drunk driving. I just read that. I just read that last night. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I think if the people want it to be legalized, it should be done. It's what the people want. I mean, we are free people, right? So if we decide that we want to legalize it, if we decentralize it, hey, I mean, if the Northeast Kingdom says we don't have a problem with it, we're going to legalize it. And if Burlington says, oh no, we can't handle it, it just doesn't work, we tried it, then they can do what they want and keep it illegal. It's really up to the people. I think that the communities need to be free enough to know that they are free enough to do what they want to do about this problem. They can solve the problem with their own solutions.
Probably, and the biggest thing about this is just another failed policy, just like the war on terror and our health care policy, that has been proven to be a failure. I mean, we've been doing this for, what, 40 years, the war on drugs? It does not work. Instead of trying something different, what they do is throw more money at it. And this is the same money, just like the war on terror money, that's basically bankrupting us and causing a great debt. But all this money that's causing us a debt is profiting big corporations. The Corrections Corporation of America, the three big corporations we found that fight legalization or decriminalization are Pfizer, Anheuser-Busch, and the Corrections Corporation of America. They spend millions of dollars fighting legalization.
Anheuser-Busch.
So
wow.
Guess what?
Really?
Why? Because they stand to lose money because of these things, okay? Pharmaceutical companies, because guess what? Marijuana is a whole lot cheaper than pharmaceuticals, and you can grow it at home. They don't want that. Anheuser-Busch. You know what? Marijuana is a whole lot better than beer, I hate to tell you, because you can't die from it, okay? The study, it's bad, so is alcohol bad, but you don't die from it. You talk to emergency room physicians, apparently like one person every 15 minutes dies from alcohol poisoning, okay? And Corrections Corporation, they just built a prison in Tennessee to hold 1,400 Vermont people. And one of these guys, I can't remember who, if it was Shumlin, said, well, we don't have 1,400 people to send down there. And the guy said, don't worry, you will.
He said that right here on my show.
Right,
Wow.
Don't worry, you will. Well, you know what? 40% of the population are in there for nonviolent crimes, drugs, marijuana, okay? It's ridiculous. It doesn't work. We have to change, whether it's decriminalizing or legalization. I think that people would certainly be in favor of decriminalization if the vote was put towards the people. The only thing that worries me about legalization is that you might have an influx of people that all want to come in and get stoned for like a day and then leave, which wouldn't necessarily be good. It'd be like lowering the drinking age in Vermont to 16, and it'd be 21 in New Hampshire and New York. I think it would work more easily without a big uptick, just like Massachusetts and a couple other states. Alaska have a certain amount, but it is up to the people to decide.
I say leave it up to the people,
Yeah,
let
it's
them
up to the
decide, and if each individual community comes up with their own solutions. If they're having a problem, they come up with their own solutions. Hey, this works for us, maybe it'll work for you. It's the only way when you start getting people to think out of the box, you're going to come up with these great solutions for all of our different problems. But if I could just go back to the main thing of the money issue and the collapsing empire, $12.8 trillion is the deficit right now. And when you throw Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac into that, it's $19.1 trillion. And then you have the unfunded liabilities of Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. You're looking at another $60 trillion. this is going to lead to hyperinflation. We cannot, there's no way we're going to be able to meet those obligations. People who, like myself, Social Security, they ain't going to be there. So, I mean, but that's why the system's broken. And it's going to lead to hyperinflation. This is going to lead to an economic holocaust when the dollar starts to go up, or when the dollar starts to drop in value, and it doesn't have the same buying power. Savings are going to be wiped out, and income of the middle class is going to be wiped out completely. That's why one of the biggest things facing us right now is that fact. And if we don't address that, because Vermont right now, 33% of its total budget comes from the federal government. So when that money's gone, we are going to have to decide what we're going to do. And if we take the bull by the horns now and start working toward an independent Republic of Vermont and start visualizing and calculating and debating logically how we'll be better off by examining the $1.5 billion Vermont's pro rata share of the U.S. Defense Department budget, how could we better put that money to use than sending it to Washington? As a people, we have a power. We can really do a lot. And we have to start becoming prepared because our children's future is at stake.